You think this is a good spot, Daisy? Hello everyone, it's David, Hayden, and Daisy out on this Saturday, April 19th. We're back up here at Pingree Park. We wanted to go to County Road 103, but I don't know, things just didn't work out that way for us. So we just threw this trip together at the last minute. I'm gonna set the hot tent up underneath this tree, and I want you to see what's back behind it. So I'm unloading the car, and I've decided right in this area, somewhere is where I'm going to put the tent. We got a lot of snow on the ground. Daisy's enjoying that. And the creek right behind us. Daisy, it goes all the way down there. We can go play in the snow and the water. So we've got the tent set up. Oh man, I just love the way that thing pops up. It don't take no time. And I'm still thinking about building a platform for the stove. I've had to use quite a bit of my firewood to raise it up to get the pipe out of the window. But this time I have turned it sideways. I cleaned the glass. I'm going to be able to watch the fire. During our video of the Eskimo Outbreak 850XD, we were showing off the brand new tent right out of the box, and after we set it up, then we put in the new wood stove. Check this out. Oh, there it is. Got a fire going already, shiny new pipe, and the Voda wood stove fan doing its thing. Everything was going real well at first. The wood stove was heating up the tent. The smoke was flowing. Oh man, life is good. So Daisy and I went for a little walk, and when we came back, this is what we found. A little mishap. I call it the Great American Smokeout. After we ventilated the tent as best we could, I got up my nerve and held my breath and went inside to see what the problem was. Immediately reaching the stove, it was very plain to see. So we ventilated the tent even more, opening up all of the windows, and I managed to get the stovepipe put back together. But you can see in that elbow the gaps in it. It does not fit perfectly. But for now, it's working. Until later that night, the carbon monoxide detector went off, scared me and Daisy half to death. My eyes was burning, my nose was running. I had to put my light on, and this is what I found. Smoke coming out of the elbow inside the tent. Oh man, this is not good. So Daisy and I spent the night in the car. The next morning, I was packing everything up when I noticed the spark arrestor. It seemed to be filled with creosote, which was restricting the smoke's ability to flow freely out of it and caused it to back up inside the tent. Now I've got two problems with this stovepipe. I'm going to have to go home and do some research. So I went to the King Camp website and was able to find the measurements of the stovepipe. And as you can see, it's got some symbols and numbers and stuff that I don't really know what means. The only thing I was sure of, it's in millimeters. So then I started researching the symbols, and the first one I went to was symbol for diameter. And this was the answer that I got, which was kind of long and complicated, but this part of it caught my attention. The symbol for diameter is a small circle with a line through it. And what you know, that very first one, the 60, has that. So I Googled 60 millimeters to inches and found out that it is 2.36 inches. So then I went to Amazon and looked up stovepipe, and I found this one with an elbow, and wouldn't you know, it is 2.36 inch in diameter. So I ordered this. I'm really thinking this is the solution to my problem. Okay, Daisy, I'm going to try to do this with one hand. This is the pipe that we received from Amazon. Assuming that the bottom is millimeters, this is 60 millimeter pipe, exactly what it was described to be. This is the pipe that come with the stove. Hold on, I am doing this one-handed. It's more like 70 millimeters. They told me it was 60. So now, the new pipe, even the flared end, Daisy, you see this, Daisy? The flared end is too small. It does not fit. Back to the old drawing board. So then I found this high heat JB Weld epoxy. It's gonna turn into a putty. I got some hose clamps to clamp it all together, and I'm gonna seal up the old elbow. So I have applied that JB Weld high heat putty to it, to the old elbow, the one that let me down. Look, I was even smart enough to cover up the holes that I drilled in to bolt it together, and I put this hose clamp on it to hold it steady while it dries. I did get it on the hose clamp some, but you know what? It can stay there. I don't need to remove it. So now I got to let this sit up for 24 hours and hope like heck this will work. Okay, Daisy. It is solidified. That stuff is hard as a rock. I want you to take a look. There is a little sunk in place here, but it looks like it filled in. I think this is going to work. Now, to do the other end, and we will have a permanent elbow with no leaks. Okay, so this is the video where we make the comment about the stovepipe fix. I hope it works. We are going to try out that JB Weld putty. I think I just showed you the stove piled up on these logs, but there is the pipe in place. This one is a really good fit, so I don't think that's going to be a problem. So that's one problem that we had with smoke coming back out of the pipe. There's another problem that we had though. Daisy playing in the snow. Okay, so the other problem we had was the spark arrestor. And those holes kind of got filled up with creosote or something from the wood that I was burning. But it also has a cap on the end of it, so the smoke can only come out of the holes. I have watched a lot of people's YouTube videos on hot tinning, and most of them don't even use a spark arrestor. They just have the pipe that goes straight up and the sparks flying right out of the top. So I bought a handy dandy hacksaw. I'm about to cut the top of this thing off so that cap doesn't restrict the flow. And I know I'm going to get some comments about this. Dave, you're going to set the woods on fire. I can hear it already. Well, we only come hot tinning in the winter time. And once I have this piece put on there, that's where the sparks are going to go. I don't think it's going to catch the snow on fire, Daisy. What do you think? So I just so happen to have my roll of heat tape with me. I put that on the top part, even though it's a really good fit. The JB Weld at the bottom, oh look, I got stuff all over my hands. But I do not think that thing is going to leak now. Let me show you the spark arrestor. I've got it tied off, suspended up in that tree. The other end tied off to the tent stakes. It's pretty solid. It ain't going nowhere, I don't think. And I want you to look. Ooh, that, that hacksaw daisy took that cap right off. There is no way that thing is going to clog up on us now. And like I say, if it does emit some sparks, look what's underneath it. Wet ground, snow, water. I think we're going to be all right. Let's start a fire. All right. Daisy, I can see my breath is starting to get cold in here, so this fire is going to be well deserved. And look, we're facing the glass. We can see it. Let's go see how this pipe is doing. Well, I am not seeing any signs of smoke from the pipe. Let's take a peek outside and see what it looks like. Okay, well, it's kind of hard to see, but there is smoke coming out of it. Of course, I don't have a roaring fire going. I just lit the thing. But, whew, that smoke is coming out freely, free willy. Okay, Daisy, I zipped up the door to retain some heat. The fire is going pretty good now. And take a look at this. That is a beautiful sight. That smoke is coming out nice outside. There ain't a drop of it inside the tent. But we're about to make the same mistake we did the last time. We're going to go for a walk down here by the creek while the tent warms up and see what we can see. You remember what happened last time we did that? We come back to the Great American Smokeout. Daisy, that is a beautiful sight. The smoke coming out of that stovepipe. Oh man. But you know what? This scenery down here where we're at ain't too shabby either. Let's go over here in this little clearing. You would get out of the water just as I started filming. Oh yeah, Daisy. I love the sound of running water. This is nice. You gonna go get you another drink? So Daisy and I have walked up here to the road, which not real far. But I want you to take a look at this big grassy area that we pulled off in, and then set the tent up in the snow over there. Yeah, the weather forecast says there's a 20% chance of snow tonight. Boy, I hope they're right. That would be great if it snowed. Look at that fire ring, Daisy. Yeah, we're across the street now. Found another little camping area. And looking back, you can see our camp real good. And the snowy mountain in the background. Oh yeah, this is nice, Daisy. Well, Daisy, we're back in the tent, and wouldn't you know, I left my indoor-outdoor thermometer at home. So we're not going to be able to tell how hot it is in the tent or how cold it is outside. And I know that setup we got is sketchy. Ooh, that's sketchy. But it's working. And you know what? There's no smoke. Daisy, we might have something good going on here. So I bought some of these extra large binder clips to put on the fire blanket. Hold it in place. I got one over here in the window, one over here under the stovepipe, and another one on the end. Yeah, that is holding that welding blanket, that welding material, in place better than before. Daisy, this just keeps getting easier and easier all the time. So if you've seen my other videos, you know I have this, it's in this little pouch, this camp light that I use with the Jackery. And that thing has 3 different settings and lights the tent up real well. But instead of running the power down on the Jackery, I bought these camping lanterns, and I put one up here. And let's see, if I can find the button. There's a bright flashlight. A little more light there. There's the lantern part of it, high and low, I guess. And for some reason, it has a red and a flashing red. I guess that's in case you have an emergency on your car or something. But we're gonna try that out tonight instead of running the Jackery down and see how we like them. Conveniently enough, there's 2 of them in the package, so I can hang one in one tent, and then I can hang the other one in the other tent, since the 850 is 2 tents in one. Daisy, do you see what I see? I see some snowflakes coming down. Not very many. Maybe they'll show up against the backdrop of the car. Very lightly. And it may just, I don't know, it may just be snow blowing out of the trees. But the wind is not blowing. It must be snowing, Daisy. It has to be snowing. We're gonna sit down and take a break, Daisy. You inspecting the place. Tails wagging. There's your bed. Look, there's my bed over here. Yeah, I set it up just like the last time. You know, I'm a creature of habit. Oh yeah, so I got my chair right here, sitting in front of the stove. And that glass, I don't know, it's all sooted up again. I just threw another log in there and I can't see no fire. But I tell you what, that JB Weld and that heat tape is working. Like I said earlier, I did not bring my indoor-outdoor thermometer, so I don't know how warm it is in here. But I can tell you this, I took my hoodie off. There it is in the floor. So it's comfortable. I'm enjoying this. Daisy, it's warm enough up in here that I pulled my shirt off. Yeah, it feels good. All right, so you've had something to eat, but I thought about this. You know, most every hot tent video you watch, and I'm not knocking anybody, but they always show you what they cook for supper on the stove. I'm not going to do that. In fact, I brought a Subway sandwich with me for supper. But yeah, I'm just don't have a cooking channel. I don't cook all that good, so ain't no point in me boring you with making some hamburger helper or something. Daisy, you find you a good stick to play with? You happy now that you got a full belly? I'm happy, because I'm seeing some snowflakes. There's not a whole lot of them. I'm kind of hoping maybe they'll show up in the back, the black rather, of the tent. They are coming down, but it ain't much. But you know what? I'll take it. I like to come hot tent camping when it snows. Okay, this may be more of a note to myself than it is for anybody else, but, you know, I thought turning the wood stove sideways so I could see the fire would be nice. Well, the glass is all suited up again, and I can't see the fire. And it also makes it very difficult to put another log in there. So that wasn't such a good idea after all. Okay, so speaking of putting the log in the fire, that's all I have left, since I had to use some of it to jack up the stove to get the pipe out the window. I've already explained that. I did bring these Enviro logs with me though, and I just broke one out. So I couldn't remember how big they were. But I tell you what, that's the door, and this is the log. Oh man, it's gonna be a tight fit. Daisy, we might not be able to use this, and we're gonna run out of wood. What you gonna do? I'm snuggling with you. So I'm just sitting here in the tent, in front of the fan and the wood stove. I had to zoom in a little bit, but I got the door open so Daisy can come in and out, and I can see snow outside. It's coming down a little heavier now. I'm coming, Daisy. I got to put my hoodie back on. It's cold out there. But you know what? Yeah, we about to go outside and see if it's really snowing. But I don't think I've mentioned this yet. But I do have the carbon monoxide detector with us. And I've tested it. It works. That thing has not gone off one time. Ooh-wee. Life is good. Let's go see if it's snowing, Daisy. Daisy, we've got these beautiful blue skies, which normally I would not complain about. I was kind of hoping they'd be gray, though. Gray clouds, that is. We need some snow. But we do have some good scenery, though. We out here next to the creek, or close to it. Getting to listen to that, we can hear that real well. We got the winter wonderland of the snow in the trees. Oh yeah. This is going to be a nice trip. I can tell already. Well, I thought that the last time too. So we've come back outside to play. Daisy got her stick. I'm just listening to the water go by. And we happen to walk around to the back side of the tent. I don't see no sparks flying out of that thing. Of course, you may not be able to see them during the day. Smoke is coming off nicely, though. So, I'm probably going to come take a look at it once it gets dark. That shouldn't be too long. And we'll see if there's any sparks flying out. But in the meantime, I'm just going to walk down here and enjoy the creek. Daisy, look at that. It's like a little Christmas tree. You got any decorations with you? Look at here, Daisy. Looks to me like somebody has built a bridge over the creek, and you can go to the other side. You don't need no stinking bridge, do you? You just walk across the water anyway. You know what? It's covered in snow. It's probably slippery. I'm not trying it. But this is very, very nice. Right behind the tent. Daisy. You know what? I forgot to bring the thermometer with me. But then I remembered the car would tell us what the temperature is, or what it thinks it is. It says it's 37 outside. The low tonight's supposed to be around 20. Oh, look, there's my Subway sandwich. I got to remember to bring that in. But anyhow, I thought it was below freezing, but it's not. Okay, Daisy. To conserve on the firewood, that's all we got left. I just put one of them Enviro logs in there. It did fit. Oh, man. I think it might be about to get hot up in here. Look at that fire. So far, so good. Everything is still working as it should. No smoke from the stove pipe. It is hot, though. I got the window open. Woo, those Enviro logs put off, well, they claim they put off 50% more heat than firewood. I believe it. But it's getting kind of late in the evening. And Daisy's already curled up in her bed. Oh man, this is going to be good. So I put that first Enviro log in there at 6 o'clock. It's 8:15 now. I just put in a second one. It lasted a little over 2 hours. And you know what? I can see the fire. This is nice, Daisy. And we got no smoke, no carbon monoxide alarms. That's not a picture. That's Daisy, asleep and snoring. So this is still the second Enviro log that I put in. They claim that they're made out of compressed cardboard, actually waxed cardboard. I don't think cardboard will shoot a lot of sparks, but we're going to take a peek outside anyway, just to see. But this one's been going now for, well, it's only got about half an hour left by my estimate. And I mean, it's still going strong, still nice and warm in here. But we're going to take a peek outside and see if it's shooting any sparks. And then when this dies down, I'm going to throw in some firewood and see what it does. Conveniently enough, from the wood stove, I have a back door. So instead of having to walk all the way around outside in the cold to go look at the stove pipe, I'm just going to peek out the back door and see what I see. Well, it is dark out here, but as I'm pointing the camera right at the stove pipe, and you can't see anything. I didn't think cardboard would spark. Okay, we're going to try it again here in a little bit with the wood. Okay, well, this time I'm going to explain. That light that you're seeing is the light through the window. I got one of those LED lights on inside the tent, and, Daisy's scared of the dark. But we're looking at the spark arrestor now with the wood in it. I still don't see no sparks. Now I'm kind of wondering something else. Okay, the wood is burning good. I don't see any sparks outside. But the something else I'm kind of wondering is, since the way I configure my stovepipe with that elbow going out the window, the sparks have to fly up, then they hit that elbow, and then go out the pipe. Maybe, just maybe, the elbow itself. Oh, wait a minute. What happened to my light? Maybe the elbow itself is a form of a spark arrestor. What do you think? Well, whatever the case may be, all I can tell you is this. We are nice and toasty. There is no smoke inside the tent. In fact, I had to open the window again to let some of the heat out. It's hot in here. And Daisy is still snuggled up in her bed. We're going to call it a night, ladies and gentlemen. I think this is a success. We'll see you in the morning. Well, good morning, everyone. It's breakfast time, according to Daisy. She woke me up. Woo, doggy. But she stayed in her bed all night long. I put another log on the fire because it's a little chilly this morning, but it's heating up nicely. That stove did great. That's about all I can say about that. Okay, Daisy. After breakfast, I guess we'll start packing up. So the car says it's 30 degrees out here. And I can believe that. The forecast indicated the low was supposed to have been around 20. It's not 20 degrees, I can tell that. So, we're just kind of waiting for the sun to make it up over them trees. We are getting a little sunshine in our grassy area out front. But as soon as it comes up over those trees, then I guess I'll dismantle the tent. You know, I often tell all of my co-workers and friends that sometimes I don't like to come for just one night. It seems like a lot of trouble just to come for one night. And truth be told, I really didn't even know if I was going to make this trip. I almost just decided not to come. But man, am I glad I did. Daisy, I practically do this to myself every time. I've got most everything moved out of the tent, except for the wood stove. And wouldn't you know, I threw a log in there and now it's hot. How am I going to get that out of here? Yeah, I'll figure something out. All right, Daisy, with the help of my gloves, I was able to get the stove out of the tent. I've got it opened up as much as I can, trying to let it cool off. But I want you to come take a look at this. My JB Weld, I guess, did not hold up to the heat. When I say did not hold up, I'm talking about it come undone. So this was the high heat JB Weld. I think it was rated for 550 degrees. They make another one called extreme heat that's rated to 1,000 degrees. When I went to the store, that's what I really wanted to get, but they didn't have any, so I went with the high heat. I guess I'll order the extreme heat and try it again. But somehow, some way, I guess this trip was meant to be. It worked. Daisy's been enjoying her morning, playing ball, while I've been doing all the work. Got everything packed up. You can see where our tent was. Everything's in the car. This was a lot of fun, and I'm really surprised, even though that JB Weld did not work as well as I thought it was. It did something. I really just don't even know what to say about it. I kind of think cutting the cap off of that spark arrestor probably helped a lot too. I just can't help but believe that. So that's going to wrap up this trip. We're going to get that extreme heat JB Weld and try it out the next go round. I'll be sure and let you know how that turns out. But I don't know when the next go round is going to be. This may end up the last of our hot tent season. I have to go back to work in a couple of days. I'll be gone for a month, pretty much the whole month of May. When I come back, it'll be June. Daisy and I already have 5 campgrounds reserved, and we're breaking out the cool camp. Stay tuned for that.